Welcome back to Adam Theory, where we talk about investing, startups, and life in general. Today, I wanted to talk about two important questions an aspiring entrepreneur needs to ask themselves in the early stages of their company's existence or creation. As a founder, you'll want to ask yourself these questions early on because it's your North Star throughout the whole process. And if your North Star ever fades or you lose sight of it, you'll want to reassess what you're doing. So what's the first question that you need to ask yourself? Why? Why are you passionate about this idea or this company? It's asking yourself why and then diving deeper into that why 4 or 5 times, really breaking it down to a level where you have a deep understanding of your personal attachment to this dream. It's going to be your baby. You're going to be attached to it at the hip. This is extremely important because if you don't have the right passions in place when you start, the fire will be put out early and easily. Entrepreneurship at any level is hard. You're going to think about your company all the time. It'll keep you up at night. It'll wake you up at night. It'll be in your dreams and your nightmares. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm just giving you the reality of it all. You see the glamour of it on TV on Shark Tank, but you don't know about the struggles to get there. It won't always be easy, and you'll be put to the test both mentally and physically, whether you like it or not. That's why the question of why you're doing this is so important. It's what gives you the foundation of coals you need to keep the fire burning long and hot, even through the darkest nights. Look, if you're building a startup that wants to raise money, you better damn well believe that people want to know you're passionate about the idea and your company. They can see right through anything less. Well, let me rephrase that. The good investors can see right through it. The ones that have been there before, the ones that have seen it being done, they know what it takes from a founder to be successful. And that starts with your passion and your why. Okay, so you made it this far, you're fired up and you're ready to go. The passion's there. The why is answered. Great. Now what's next? Now, the second question is just as important, but it's not worth stressing over until you can get past the first question. Is your product a painkiller or a vitamin? In other words, is it a need to have or is it a nice to have? It doesn't mean that a nice to have can't turn into a need to have, but it does mean it's going to take a lot more effort and strategy to make it happen. But it does generally mean more time invested into customer education, market discovery, and behavior change. All three of which can be a death sentence for a company on their own, let alone in combination to each other. Like I said, vitamins can become painkillers. I generally see this happen in markets where there hasn't been disruption for very long periods of time. But even in those occurrences, it generally takes a lot of energy that gets built up over time with a solid strategy behind it and a lot of money too. You can do some things to help you get from vitamin to painkiller. Find ways to utilize network effects. Build case studies that can be replicated in other markets. It makes the math for fundraising easier as well. Study other successful companies and that have done this process before, of taking something that was a nice to have and turn it into a need to have. The goal is to figure out your startup critical mass or tipping point. Understanding early on if you're the daily vitamin or the Advil that helps get your headache to go away will help you strategize for your success faster. Again, I repeat, being a vitamin doesn't mean you can't build a successful company. There are plenty of companies out there that have done this before, that were deemed a vitamin early on and became a painkiller over time. At the end of the day, I commend you for even taking the first steps in entrepreneurship. It takes courage to take a risk like this on. My hope is that by asking these questions early in the process, you can make sure that you're aligned properly in following your company's North Star. Okay, that'll wrap it up for this video. If you like the content, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit the sub button, and turn on notifications. It goes a long way for me as I try to become a content creator. Thanks again for joining me on Adam Theory. Stay curious, ask questions, and build your own theory. Thanks.